Hello, people. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. So excited for the conversation that we're going to be having today, guys. If you are watching this live, then I want you to definitely say hello in the comments. Let's know you're here. If you are watching the replay, you already know what to do. Hashtag replay. So today we are going to be talking with, you guys are going to be hearing just an incredible journey from an incredible woman. And I am just so excited. But first, let me share this so that all of you know that we are live and you don't come to me and be like, Toyin, you were live and you didn't tell me. All right, so here we go. Also, please do comment and let us know if you are hearing both of our audio, because we were just live before and the audio wasn't quite jamming. So if the audio is jamming, I would like to know it. And you can just say the audio is jamming. All right, cool. So guys, I really am very much looking forward to this conversation. I talk to so many of you guys who truly, deeply want to do and live out the will of God on your life. You want to know what he's saying and you want to be able to do it until it's finished. Not sabotage yourself any longer and just have that confidence that, yeah, I'm actually doing something that is making him pleased. Okay, so before we even dive in, how about this? Annelise, would you just introduce yourself overall, let our people know who you are, and then we'll dive into the meat of the conversation tonight. Hi guys. Hello.
Sure, yeah. So my name is Annelise. I live in Northern Alberta and I've been here for 12 years now. I was born and raised in Edmonton though. And I'm a teacher, which is what brought me up here. And then I met my husband here.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
So he's from here, which is about 7 hours north of Edmonton. And yeah, it's actually if you look at a map, it's like Juneau, Alaska, and us are on the same latitude. That's how far north it is. So just for reference. Yeah.
That's
so just
legit.
For reference. Yeah.
Guys, that's that's the what was I gonna say? The North Pole. Y'all are pretty much you're beside Santa's workshop.
Pretty much.
I don't believe in Santa, just saying, but whatever.
So yeah, it's pretty far, and so it is remote, and but it's a good family community, and my husband's family is all here.
That's awesome.
So that's what's been keeping us here, just with having 3 little kids. We have a 7-year-old, a girl who's 7, a boy who's 5, and a girl who's 3, just turned 3. Yay. And our 10-year anniversary is in August. So.
Wow. Okay.
Not sure if we can do anything really, but
I know, right?
COVID. Do something.
Y'all will do something. Y'all will find something to do. I mean, exactly. 10 years ain't no joke. What's the you know how people have those the diamond year, the gold year? Yeah. Do you know what the 10-year one is?
I don't, but I already got my band.
She's like, I already got it. So
I already have the other one, so we're all good.
Nice. Hey, Saran. Hey, Josh. Yay, the audio's working well, smooth. That's what everybody's saying. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, guys. All right, let's get into this thing. So, Annelise, what I would love for you to share with us, because you walked with us in Money Mindset Shift, and then you stepped and you made that decision. I need to do the purpose program specifically. So let's talk about purpose. Let's talk about just where were you, 3 months ago, when it came to truly wanting to live out the calling of God on your life, and just feeling stuck around that.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that piece has been there forever for me. Even I grew up going to church as a kid. I don't know if my parents are necessarily super close to God, but we went to church every day, and I always wanted to know what's the thing I need to do with this one and only life of mine, even from a young teen. And just always looking for that and trying to figure that out and seeking God. But doing Money Mindset Shift really helped and moved a lot of pieces, but there was still the question of like the calling piece or the work piece.
Yeah.
Of like, what is the work that I need to be doing? Like, yeah, there's all this stuff about income and everything, and that it was all super, super helpful, and it cleared so many roadblocks there. That was actually incredible.
Yeah. I was like, we could do a whole Facebook Live about MMS all on its own.
Mm-hmm. But then the piece that was still unclear from MMS was the whole piece around work and like, what am I going to commit myself to? And I still wasn't sure. So then that was where the conversation came in of like, okay, let's go on and do the
Purpose.
TMK.
Yeah.
The master key, and just dig a little deeper into all those questions and see what are the roadblocks there that are holding me back and keeping me all like freaked out, I guess, about it.
So share with us, because, you know, I truly believe, Annelise, that what you were experiencing is very, very, a lot of other people resonate with it. And a lot of other people are kind of in that space of, I went to church, I know the Bible, I can quote the verses, you know, and everybody will say, because like we have I had a post on Facebook where I talked about like, you need to know exactly what God's telling you to do and you need to go out and do it. And like all these people were like, oh, all you need to do your purpose is just read the Bible and you'll be fine. Just, you know, just sit and be still. And I literally responded to them. I was like, listen, do you know how many people have read the Bible and have sat for years, decades, and are being still, as still as you can be, and nothing? And so, Annelise, what did you notice in that? Like you said, it was like since you were a teenager till now, you know, in that journey, in that kind of fight, what did you see happening in yourself? What did you try to get that clarity from God as to like, this is where you should be focused in this time, and the confidence that you're actually hearing? And what else did you try?
Oh, what I tried in the past, I mean, just like, praying and fasting and that stuff did help, but you know, reading books, different books, talking to mentors. I think I spent a lot of time like trying to get answers from other sources, without really seeking God for the answers. Like I thought I was seeking him, but I was also, and we can talk about this later, but some of the roadblocks and the misbeliefs that I have were stopping me from truly seeking him, because I had misbeliefs about who he is and his thoughts towards me and all that stuff. So so I spent a lot of time feeling like I needed to strive and figure it out on my own, because kind of like he was like, hello, aren't you going to figure this out sometime soon? Like, what's wrong with you? Kind of, you know? And I was sitting there being like, I'm trying to figure it out. I just want to do my best. Like, please don't be mad at me. And I had that view of God of like, you know, in the sky with a stick, like ready to whack me every time I was messing up and not figuring it out and not getting it right. And so constantly just struggling against that. And that core understanding of who God is, and like I was, and you know,
exactly.
Like, of course, I know that he loves me, and I know that he is accepting me, and I know that he wants what's best for me. All those things, and I can quote, and you know, I've read it all a million times. And I went to Bible school, and
you went to Bible school
for 3 years.
Wow.
And that did, like, there was
shifts that happened there. Yeah, exactly.
Of course. But it wasn't like that deep, like, uprooting of these things that had been with me from a child, you know?
Yes.
And so, and just like whatever circumstances or role models in my life that helped to create this view of God that was incorrect.
Yeah.
And all along knowing it's not correct, but not understanding how to get at it, to get that out of there.
Yes. Because
still living my life, still everything going on and thinking and struggling from this misbelief, this place of misbelief.
Yeah.
So then anyways, I'll let you ask another question.
Yeah, like, no, I love what you're saying, and that's literally why I just didn't even touch it, because there's a difference between knowing, like, so many of you guys who are watching this are going to be like, oh, you didn't know that God is not mad at you? Like, come on, everybody knows that. For God so loved the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so easy for us to quote the stuff. And I think what's even more frustrating is when you know it. But in your actual day-to-day, all you're feeling is a sense of failure. And you feel like all I am doing is letting him down. And then feeling like you're letting him down now starts to trickle into feeling like you're letting you down. You're letting everyone down. And where did you see it begin to like manifest around you? Like just everyday stuff, because this is, I want to make sure that you guys who are watching understand that this stuff isn't just spiritual. It's not just, you know, between you and God. It actually flows through every area of your life.
Yeah. So I feel like from like 2018 to 2019, we had also moved right at the beginning of 2018, sorry. And that move seemed to trigger, just like, in hindsight, we were like, oh, maybe this was a bad idea. Like, did we just make the worst decision of our lives? And then that like sent me down this spiral of like, I'm the worst. I can't make good decisions. Like, I don't want to spend this whole time crying, but I was literally saying I hate myself every day, like constantly. I would be like crying uncontrollably. Like I would just like try to stop breaking out into tears just in the middle of the workday. I had so much frustration and anger all the time that I couldn't even have compassion towards my own kids. Like anything they would do just made me so frustrated and furious constantly. And like they would hurt themselves and I would get frustrated. Instead of wanting to go to them with compassion and be like, oh, are you okay? I'd be like, oh, you're hurting yourself again. Great. Like another interruption, another like frustration, another thing that's going wrong kind of, right? And like, how horrible is that? Your own kid is hurt and you're just like, ugh. And so, because it was all about how I felt God was
feeling
angry towards me, and like I was an inconvenience towards him. Like, and if I'm an inconvenience to God, why would he want to lead and guide me?
Yeah.
And that was a huge one that came out, as like realizing that I'm seeking God to lead me, but in the deep part of my heart, I don't actually think that he wants to.
Yeah.
And so why would he then tell me what to do or where to go?
Yeah.
If I'm just this annoying pest that he's like, you can't figure it out. You're always screwing up. Like,
yeah.
And then I'm hopeless then. Then I'm like, well, cool. Now I can't figure it out on my own.
I can't figure it out on my own. I can't ask God.
Yeah. And so I think the biggest, and I will even admit, like, there was times in the middle of the night where I was so exhausted and so tired and my kid is screaming and puking, and I was like, I'd really like to just end all this.
Yeah. And
from the outside, I had an amazing life, like, or I have.
Yeah.
And even at Christmas, one of my aunts was like, oh, how are you doing? And I just broke down and was bawling. She's like, what are you upset about? Like, you have 3 beautiful children. You have a great career. Your husband is employed and earning good money, and like you have an acreage, like all these things.
You should be good.
Like,
stop complaining. Yeah. Like you're just fine.
Yeah.
And everyone is like encouraging. Like they're just in the chat. They're like, this is such a powerful share. I want you to know, because I know you can't see the chat, but I can see it. But this is true. This is Annelise, just, you know, I have something to say, but I just want to say thank you for just letting us, like, guys, when I tell you that this is a powerful journey, you guys need to hear and just like park yourself wherever you are and really pay attention. Because Annelise, what you're saying right now is that place of But why are you complaining?
Yeah.
And so many of us are made to feel guilty when we know. And that's something that I remember when me and you spoke about your purpose. You had said, Toyin, yeah, okay, I can be like, yeah, great, I've given birth and I'm working and I'm married and I have a house and I'm fine, I have a good life, but I know I'm not living the expression of what God put me on this planet for. And you were like, and I'm being made wrong for even wanting like the fullness. Like, I'm being made wrong for thinking there has to be more than just this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like this, obviously everything I have is amazing, and of course now anyway, that's the whole shift.
We'll talk about the shift. We'll talk about the shift. But guys, I just want to say this to you. If that fire is burning in you of something's, I have it, it's good, but it's not God's best yet. Something's off. I don't see that flow. There's something missing. You may not even know exactly what it is. But you just know when there's something more that's needed and it's not there yet.
Yeah.
And guys, and Annelise, I just want to say to you, it's a real thing. Many of us watching, if you guys are moms, some of you guys are dads, when you are under such a level of frustration, it's very difficult to keep it outside of your parenting.
Yeah.
Like, and I just want to say that, like, you are not alone in that, when you're feeling that frustration, it's difficult for you, like morning to night, when you know what toddlers like to do. They just find a way to do their thing, but morning to night to have this like pretense of I'm okay. It's exhausting.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. Because we did that retreat at the end of TMK, the 3-day retreat, and the first day I pretty much slept the whole day, and I started it and I was like, wow, I didn't realize how tired I actually was, just like so tired, and that was part of the whole thing, was like, I'm so exhausted, I have no motivation to do anything, I'm frustrated about everything. Even though I'm successful in every aspect, I just like, I felt like such a failure because I felt like I wasn't doing or being the way that I was supposed to be within all of that. And then just that's so draining and so exhausting that there's like no motivation to do anything. Even the things that I know that I want, I like have no motivation to do them because I'm like, well, I'm going to screw them up anyway. And I'm so drained and so tired that it's like, yeah.
Why bother?
Yeah. And I was at a point of like wanting to give up, but I didn't even know how to give up. Or you can't even let go. I can't like even give up because what am I going to do then?
Yeah.
What would that even be?
Exactly. Guys, this is real. So,
and I feel like
go.
I was just going to say, one of the questions in the forum that I like, the last form we filled out is like who in your life would notice the shift? And I'm like, well, I definitely notice. And I think that my kids have noticed. They're young, so they don't really communicate that. It seems like my husband's noticed, but he's not a big communicator. But it's like outwardly, it doesn't necessarily look like much has changed, but it's like my level of motivation and joy and like
hold on, we're gonna get there.
Sorry. Okay.
She's like, I want you guys to hear this. Okay, so this is where we were like 2-3 months ago, and me and
on me for a couple seconds because my internet isn't.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't you. It was me.
Okay.
And so I froze. The Facebook Live disappeared. I'm hoping we're back. Yes, we are.
Oh,
it brought us back. Okay, perfect. Hey, Natalie. Hey, Mufu. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Elizabeth. Oh my gosh. Hey, Mike. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Sarah. Hey, another Elizabeth. Hey, Karen. Hey, Cecile. Hey, Leah. Let's see. All right. So that's where we were, and there was something you said in our conversation. So you had done Money Mindset Shift, and Money Mindset Shift is our program where we help you to shift your money roadblocks, get your finances in order, get a plan, like just everything. So you were like, oh my gosh, this changed my life, this is amazing. But Toyin, there's one little thing, like I there's this gap of like my heart, it's carrying this weight, and it's bigger than money, it's bigger than money, it's deeper than money. And so we had Purpose, the Master Key. And I remember when we spoke, you said, Toyin, I've tried so much my entire life, it feels, to get to this piece. Hey, Jen, I love you. To get to this place. And I feel like it's not worked over and over and over. And I'm scared of even trying again. And I remember you literally saying, you know, I'm scared of doing anything about this anymore. Yeah. But MMS worked. And you were like, if MMS could change my mind and my heart at the level, like how deeply it did around money, you were like, if you guys could do it there, like if there's anyone that can help me fix this thing, it would be you guys. So you were literally like, I am trusting. It was like pure faith of like, I'm just going to trust. I'm talking about this because it was such a big deal for me. To see you after feeling that disappointment in this specific area for that long and feel the fear of failure was literally right in front of you, and you were like, I feel the fear, like I don't want to fail again, I don't want to be disappointed again, but I just know you guys like I know what you can do through MMS, and I'm just gonna trust you, Toyin, and I'm gonna trust God, and I'm just gonna do this thing. And so you come into Purpose, the Master Key. And like, I know all my MMS people are like, is there module 2 in Purpose? Is there module 2? So what would you say you realized or you saw? And I know you started talking about it a little bit, that had been some of your top roadblocks. Now we're not talking money anymore, but like for the foundation of your life.
I think the first main one was when it was in one of the training calls. I can't remember which week, but it was talking about just God's love towards us, how his constant state is love towards us and acceptance, but not correction. And that was like, oh, because I felt like for my whole life, it was like I was in a constant state of correction of like, oh no, fix that. Oh, fix this. Oh no, fix that. Oh, fix this. You know, like be better, be better, be better. And not that he doesn't correct us, of course he does, but it's like the regular state, the constant normal state is like love and acceptance. And like, and again, it's one of those things, it's like, well, we know that. That's Christianity, like, hello. But it's like, I still was striving to earn his approval. Like, I knew that wasn't right, but deep in my heart, that's what I was believing and feeling. And so that was a huge key. And then through the process of
module 2,
module 2, and I think part of module 1 too, of like writing down the statement stuff, and then all the stuff, and then the statement, and then doing that many times, just like filters it all out. And then the module 2 process obviously is massively huge. And like I said in a post where on I think it was on Momentum group, about how it's like, I've realized it's really just a lifestyle. And I know that sounds sort of cliched, like it's a lifestyle, but it is. It's like, you don't finish doing the module 2 process.
That's right.
You just keep doing it, and it goes deeper and deeper. And it's like, the Lord's bringing us from glory to glory. So that's the part of that whole thing. But yeah, so that was one big one at the beginning.
Hold on. It's
okay.
Paused on the stream.
Oh dear.
What is happening? Are we back? Can y'all see us? It seems to have paused on my end. Let me see if this would make a difference. So people are commenting. Oh, it says we're good. Okay. Keep going.
Okay.
We're just gonna trust you guys. If anything happens, you let us know. Okay. All right. Keep going.
All right. And yeah, so that was the first one, was just the realization, or like through the modules, and then that one, God really like highlighting that point to me of, I love you and accept you. And through the coaching calls with Taryn as well, like she's like, you just sitting there at your desk, you're enough. You don't need to do anything to achieve his approval of you.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh,
Are you
of course,
sure?
Again, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, am I like, I'm okay? Like, I'm actually okay? Like,
yeah.
You're fine with me just like this? Like in my broken, horrible, depressed, like exhausted state?
Mess. Like right here.
Frustrated, like, so.
How did it feel for you? Because Annelise, let's be honest, you've heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
oh yeah,
for like
of course.
all your life, you've heard God loves you, He accepts you, He is with you. Like you've heard it, but how did it feel for you when you were able to actually, really, truly face that not enoughness?
Yeah.
And pull it up and out and actually hear it and see your heart receive it. Like, how did it feel for you to watch that realization go from here to here?
Well, it was just all these things that I before had been like, oh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? It was like, oh, I'm just here and I'm in God's love. And like, I don't need to strive and freak out and like worry and be afraid and frustrated, because I'm accepted. Yeah. And then the with the module 2 process of like saying it out loud and repeating the,
don't tell them the whole process. Girl,
sorry.
The module 2 process is good enough. Is good enough.
So anyway, just those things of solidifying it and doing that mental battle. And literally like every day it's like the almost just pretty much spiritual warfare, I guess, in terms of just replacing those misbeliefs with what God's truth is. And and then like I said, I was sweeping my floor and I was like, I get to serve my family. And I remember that day. Literally, and not that I don't want to sweep my floor, like what, it's just, before I was always like, oh my gosh, there's so many things I need to do. Like, oh, I'm so frustrated because I'm sure there's something else I should be doing that's more productive than this. But now I was like, this is my calling. Like part of my calling is to be a mother, and I'm serving my family. And I was like, oh, I'm like full of joy sweeping my floor. And it wasn't something that I was like, I'm going to be joyful now. Sweep. Like, it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? I wasn't like, I choose joy. Yeah. It was just like, I literally had the thought, I'm so thankful I can serve my family. And then I was like, what did I just think? So that was a big one. That was like a tiny thing of life. Like, who cares about sweeping the floor? But it was like, that is just an example of how now helping my kids, I'm not frustrated all the time. Come on. Cleaning my house and decluttering, I'm like, yes, I get to do this. Like, so much more motivation, so much more energy, so much more speed. Like, I woke up one morning and I was like, I'm ready. And I was like, oh, I am? Cool. Guys. Because getting up in the morning is another huge area, like dragging myself out of bed, like physically being like, I have to go back to sleep, and not being able to get up. And now I'm like, awesome, let's get up earlier and do more. And like the goals that I've had for years, like I've literally written down the same goals for years. I'm actually achieving them.
Come on.
And I've written down these same goals for literally 15 years of like, get up early, read my Bible, exercise, eat healthy, you know, all the same goals.
Prioritize yourself, routine,
all that stuff.
Serve your kids,
I've had those same goals. And now like we're naturally praying with our kids before bed, and we're like talking at the table more than we ever did before.
Come on. Oh my gosh. Talk about, okay, so because one of the things you shared, and guys, I just want to say, because often we want to see it, and Annelise has some like crazy God happenings as she began to decide, this is what I want. Like crazy stuff started happening. Favor, saved thousands of dollars, the exact job she wanted. Like we could talk about all the big things, but I want to talk about the little things, because the truth is, the big things, like y'all hear me talk about the big things all day, every day, but I want to talk about the everyday things. I want to talk about the like waking up in the morning, going to bed, because guess what? That's most of our life. Like Annelise, in this journey, we had some crazy breakthroughs, career-wise, money-wise, knowing exactly what God is telling you to do wise. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I want you to talk about, Annelise, is the 2-hour conversation.
The 2-hour conversation.
Do you remember?
Sure.
Okay, so how you were saying, so Annelise came one day with a celebration, and she was like,
so the one about the job thing?
No, the 2-hour conversation, girl. The you and your hubby were chilling.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Okay, go.
Okay. And it's funny, I was just about to say my relationship with my husband is also just like.
There we go. So let's talk about it, because that's so real. It's you're like, okay, talk. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, my husband is like definitely an introvert and I'm an extrovert for sure. We're like the opposites. And so, so he is not a big talker. And so I would, for years, literally years, because we're going to be married 10 years this August, I would ask him a question and he would say, I don't know, or we'll see, or no. Like those were, or good, or fine. Like that was pretty much the extent of it. When it was like talking about, when we, like, I mean, we would easily have conversations about other things, but if I had deeper questions, like, well, what do you think we want to do? Like, would we consider moving, or like, do we want to, like, any deeper kind of questions, like what's the meaning, like what's our goal in life, or what's our 5-year plan?
Yeah,
we wouldn't really have answers to that kind of stuff. Like, and so I just was like, Lord, I don't know how to, like, how do I do this? And I kind of gave up on that for a little while.
Yeah.
And I didn't bring any of that up, and we didn't really talk about it. And like I said, for 2018 to 2019, that was also a big piece that I was like, this is rough. I can't really continue on. I don't really know what we're doing in this, like, in terms of just our interaction with each other. Like, what do we talk about? Nothing. And anyway, so then, yeah, he sat down on the couch one evening. I forget exactly when it was, but
this was like your week 4 or something.
Yeah.
It was like week 3, because you had just done, so you had done module 2, and then in your 3rd week, you had come to this realization you just talked about, where it went from your head to your heart of like, God is happy with me.
Right.
And then you released all this like
guilt,
the guilt and all the stuff that held you like this. And so you were coming on like, I feel different, I feel free, I feel so good. And then
and then he sat down on the couch and said something, I don't know what, and then we just had this like huge 2-hour conversation about faith and like purpose and money and like all these different kinds of things. And he was talking with me, like answering, and we were discussing. Like, I was like, whoa, are we finally getting to the place where I was wanting to get to? And he's finally starting to, but really it was like, oh, I have the whole thing of sometimes our breakthrough is the key for someone else.
Yes.
That I've realized is a huge part of the calling for me, because I was always battling, like, I want him to be this way or that way, and I want us to do life together in this certain way. And then it was like, okay, actually, I need to seek the Lord directly myself and clear out this stuff. And then it started flowing, definitely. Like, and it ever since then, yeah, our relationship has taken a huge turn for the better, for sure. And like, he would say that he hasn't done anything different.
He'll be like, we were always like this. What do you mean?
But like, for him, he hasn't changed or done anything different than he ever did. But it's like, I think like his subconscious is kind of responding to
the freedom.
Definitely. Yeah. Woo, for sure. That was like a huge thing and a huge praise.
Come on. And what I love about it, guys, is that you didn't, like, literally, I remember when me and you spoke and you were like, I'd be doing this on my own, and you know, it would be so cool if we could do something like this together, like, what is God's purpose and blah blah blah. But I just know he's not there right now, and that's okay. I need to do this. And it was interesting because, you know, I remember in our conversation, you were like, because when I die, I need to know that I live the purpose of God for my life. Like, I cannot give any excuse for not having done it. Oh, Barbara's like, I've missed you.
Oh, hi, Barbara.
Oh, man. And then Jen was like, I don't know is the worst. But, you know, like, you were just like, I'm going to take ownership of this. Yeah. Like, I'm not waiting for permission, because the truth is right now he doesn't really care about the conversation. Yeah. And I'm also not waiting for him to say, hey, Annelise, let's go do this thing. Like, I'm just going to do it for me and Jesus. Yeah. And as you made that decision, it was like watching your whole family begin to blossom. I don't know how y'all pronounce that. Thank you. Blossom all around you. And like, you literally started breaking off all these, like, this is how I would call it. I don't have words for it.
Bondage.
Chains. Thank you. Chains. Like, I was like, imagine like scales. It's almost like there would be scales and weights that you've been carrying, and it starts falling off of you. And now your kids start responding to it. Your husband starts responding to it. And you guys have, you guys have these times of fellowship and connection with each other and with God.
Yeah.
As a family. Like, that's living.
Which is like one of my like goals that I've had for years, right?
Yeah.
I've wanted these things for years, and it was constantly like banging my head against a brick wall.
Yeah.
And now it's like just flowing and happening, and it's not a striving thing at all.
Come on.
And I know. Honestly, it's been like incredible to just like there's a day where I'm just, because I work part-time, so at work is awesome, but then at home is like, sometimes home can be a real struggle for me with kids screaming and everything, and there's been days recently where I'm like, I'm so on purpose at home, I'm just like getting stuff done, which is like, because one of my questions was like, how do I achieve feeling purposeful without striving? Because I want to still accomplish things, but I don't want to just be like trying to earn approval. But now it's like, I'm released into this freedom of like, God loves me, he accepts me, he's like, you do your thing and I'm going to support you and like give you the resources that you need, and like, we have everything we need for life and godliness. But now it's like, I feel that actual motivation and joy. And
so talk about that, because we spent a lot of time talking about, you know, just how difficult how rough it was before, and how much you were feeling like you had to like push through, and feeling that disconnect from compassion for yourself, compassion for your kids, for anyone. Like, what have you now seen in yourself as you've transformed?
Yeah, like like I said, just motivation and energy. Before I was like so drained and so exhausted all the time. And now I feel so much energy and like motivation and just like purpose. Yeah, like I'm like, okay, I know where I'm going. And I mean, it's not like I know the exact outcome of my whole life. No one does.
Thank
Like
you.
it's not like he's like, okay, this is exactly what's going to happen for the next.
When you're 70, this is going to be the decision you're going to make at that point.
No. Yeah, it's not that. It's like, I feel like in the areas of like being a wife, a mother, in my home and in my work, that I'm taking the right steps.
Yes.
And I'm confident in them.
Yeah.
And because that was a huge area for me of like doubt and like, oh, should I do this? I don't know, like the indecision and the back and forth constantly. And now like the thing about my work, I don't know if I want to go into that whole story or not.
How do we even do this? I'm like, okay, how do we do it? Because the work, guys, if you guys understood, okay, you know what? Let me give them the Cole's notes because they need to understand the shift that happened.
Yeah.
When you're unclear about where you should be, nothing works.
Yeah.
And so part of what we did in the program was we help you like get clear on where you need to be. What are your next steps? What is God telling you to do? You know, and make those decisions. We talk about making 5-second godly decisions and you're done. Yeah. And then you move forward and so on. So like Annelise did that and she got clarity about exactly what she needs to be doing in the next couple of years, what her focus needs to be.
Yeah.
And so when she gets that clarity, she loses her job. And she was funny. Like, I don't get it.
Okay, cool.
This wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And then you got like a bunch of job offers for like full-time positions. And it was like, nope, that's not going to, because now you knew exactly what you needed to do and the amount of time each thing would be taking, like mom, business, career, all of that. And it was like, those job offers don't fit.
Right.
How did it feel for you to be able to get a full-time job offer? Like, multiple people being like, I mean, you could come and work here and having the freedom because of clarity to say, not that one, not that. I don't know which one yet, but I know it's not those. How did that feel for you?
Yeah. Like I even was like, shouldn't I be like more doubtful about this? But I'm not. I'm like so confident. We're like, no, like even my husband and I were like, do I want to work full time? No.
Nope.
And I was like, I almost tried to like make it a thing and be like, well, maybe I should. And I was like, what am I doing? I don't need to do that. I don't need to try to deliberate and go back and forth. Like I know.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this.
Yep.
And like, and in the current situation with this whole world situation that we have right now, I'm saying no to a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I didn't feel like. Some people would be like, are you insane? Like, what are you doing? But I was like, I know that's not the right fit. And I'm confident that it's not right.
Come on.
And so then I had no job.
Yep.
So my part-time job was done.
Yep.
I have a business thing that I'm starting, but that, takes time to build. So we were thinking, well, okay, I'll go back to just substitute teaching. But if there's no school starting in the fall, then there's no subbing. But I felt like, no, I know that something's going to come up. I just don't know what it is yet, but I know there's something. I just felt that confidence.
Come on.
Then they called me back and they were like, I'm actually that person who was going to take your... So it was a full-time job that got cut to half, and the person that was keeping the half ended up resigning. So now I'm back. I'm back.
It's like, I'm back, baby. Like literally, guys.
So now I'm just getting to keep my same job, which is like guaranteed income for my family. And it's helping students like with their life choice, career path, kind of school path and career path. Like there's different components of that. Anyway, so there was like really cool, really, really neat.
Yeah.
And in the past, that whole situation would have thrown me down the rabbit hole for sure. In terms of just like, what? I don't know what to do. Oh my gosh, I need to call 1,000,000 people and talk to everyone and try to figure out what I should do and what's the right choice and make 1,000 lists. And I can't seek God because he's mad at me because I'm not figuring it out on my own. So I'll just try to do this. But now I was like, no, we're good. And it was so clear. And it was like a 5-second decision.
And done. Yeah. And then because of that, out of that, the solution created itself. It was like, actually, no, we would like you to stay because that person's been blessed. Like, it was like win, 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 win for everybody. And now you get to stay focused on the exact thing God is calling you to focus on. You have the career that fits where it needs to fit and provides the income. You're running the business where you're no longer wondering what business to run anymore. And you're feeling good while you sweep up the floor after your 3-year-old. Like, you're just thinking, I just love to serve my family. Like, guys, this is abundant life.
Yeah.
It's walking with God, hearing his voice, doing what he's called us to, knowing what that is for you right now, today. Not just be nice, not just don't lie, not just be good. Like, the actual specific day after day direction. Don't take that job. There's something better coming. Okay, I will be patient. And then that coming up. Like, there's a life that I think so many people, you feel like there should be more. But you've believed the lie of everyone around you that's telling you, just settle. I mean, you have a good job. Just settle. And you've lost the fire in you for like that completeness. And guys, if you are watching this, I just want to say it's time. Like, we have received such a gift in this season of COVID to reassess our lives and say, am I actually living at the fullness of the purpose and calling that God has for me? Am I actually doing that? And if you're not, guys, do what Annelise did. Book a call. Let's have a conversation. Let's get you to that place of living out your purpose and your calling completely unhindered. Like, Annelise, what would you say to someone who is watching this, who truly believes, like, I just remember that moment when you were so tired and you were like, I don't even know if like anything can help. But you made that decision. What would you say to someone who's in that place where I've tried everything my entire life and I don't feel like anything has brought me to this place of stillness and peace and knowing? What would you say to that person right now?
Well, basically that there is hope, that it's possible, I guess, because I was like literally I would say in a pit like of despair. It sounds like kind of extreme and maybe cliched, but I was like crying all the time, angry all the time, frustrated all the time. Like, I didn't even have compassion for my own kids, which was terrible. And I didn't know how to think anymore. I couldn't think clearly. I didn't even know how to navigate through that. Like, I knew that I shouldn't be feeling that way because I knew the truth, but I couldn't. I was like, I can't keep going like this. I just can't continue on. Like, what is the point? What is the point of that? Where does that get me? Why would I continue to live that way? It doesn't work. I can't do that anymore. And like, if you're in that place, don't keep doing it.
Come on.
I feel like this is an opportunity for God to use us as a tool to like uproot all that stuff that's blocking and holding you back from like your true potential and this true like purpose. And yeah, like I feel like right now with this whole COVID and God just wanting to get our attention, there's so much grace right now for all of this.
Yeah.
Like now is the time to do this. Now is the time he wants to guide us into a new wineskins and like new understanding and fresh revelation of who he is and like who is he truly. So just like forget about the past and run on to what is ahead, that's
yeah.
And I think if you're in that place, like don't wait. Don't wait any longer. And there is hope, and it can change. I mean, I am proof of that. So
come on.
Yeah, and I'm super, super thankful. So thankful because like I said, I was like, I don't know how I can continue living like this.
Yeah.
And like I said, from the exterior, everything looked great, but internally, I was like, I can't keep going like this. And this, was a huge, huge deal.
Yeah. Annelise, I truly, deeply want to thank you. I want to thank you for your willingness to trust. Because none of this would have happened if you didn't just say, I don't know how you're going to do this, Toyin.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're going to say that I haven't already heard.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to trust. I'm just going to let go. I'm just going to trust. And you really did that. You showed up every week, and it's funny because you had done MMS and you were like, this is totally different, but there's some similar pieces, and I'm just going to trust. I'm just going to trust. And just watching your transformation has been such an encouragement to our entire community. I remember coaching sessions where you would show up and you would literally coach yourself from my kids have chicken pox and everyone is freaking out right now and I don't know what to do, and you like coach yourself, and then by the end of it you're like, and so this is what I'm gonna do, and these are the decisions we're gonna make, and blah blah blah, and everybody's just watching you like, okay then, all right, oh, my job here is done. I can walk away from this thing. Like you literally just, this is the muscle that I'm building in this season, is that decision, the purpose, the living it out, the walking in it, like, and you did it. And I just really want to throw this back to you and say this would not have happened if you weren't the superwoman that you are. And so I am just, and it's like, and I love that now I can say that to you and it doesn't put pressure on you. You're not going to be like, now true. I need to be a superwoman. You're just like, thank you, because you're free. So I just love you, truly love you, Annelise. And I am so appreciative of you being willing to share your journey and be so real and be so transparent with us. And guys, if you are watching this and like Annelise said, it is time. Like I'm not gonna live here any longer. Guys, if you're playing around, like you're still like dabbling, oh, I want to do what God's calling me to do. No, I don't. I want to live out my call. No, I don't. I want to be like in peace and walk it out and have that confidence and certainty. I don't know. Like if that's you, then no, I'm not talking to you. But if you're watching this and you are sick and tired of that reality, even if you do not know how it's going to change, book a call. toyindada.com/purpose. And let's have a conversation. Let's see exactly what's been holding you back from the fullness of what God has for your life. And let's shift it. I love you. Barbara said, love you. Just saying. But we love you guys. And we will see you next week with another Facebook Live. Barbara said, do it. It works. She's also been through the Master Key program. All right. We love you guys.